Hey, all you Holly Weirdos. Welcome to a spiritual episode of Holly Weird Paranormal Podcast. In today's episode, we're going to break it down into two parts, and you'll be joining us on an audible paranormal investigation and Misa. Listen up, weirdos. In this episode, we're taking you deep into a private investigation here in Los Angeles, one that unfolded unlike anything we've ever experienced. We were joined by our friends Matt Lytle and invited by Thanya Mercado, who we had on our podcast, along with her mother, the beautiful Eugina, both practicing santeras, who invited us to be a part of something very powerful, a Misa, also known as a seance within the practice of Santeria. Now, if you've never witnessed a Misa before, prepare yourself. It's a spiritual ceremony where the veil gets thin, and I mean really, really thin. And let me tell you, the things that came through, we certainly felt them. Now, you already know the drill. Grab your crystals and your salt, but this time you're going to grab some Florida water, your cascarilla, which is eggshells, and maybe some protective beads too, because you're about to step into something deeper than just ghost stories. You're stepping into something much more spiritual. In today's episode, let's get Holly weird with this little investigation in West Adams. Attention, all ghost lovers, fellow weirdos, spirit stalkers, and paranormal party crashers. We know there's a bunch of you weirdos out there. We could hear you breathing. Mark your haunted calendars because something spooky is brewing in the Windy City this coming June. That's the first annual Windy City Parafest, and it's landing its precious little spooky feet in Chicago, Illinois from June the 12th through the 15th. And it's going to be a supernatural, spectacular event that you definitely don't want to miss. We're talking about ghost hunters, psychic mediums, spooky vendors, haunted history, and maybe even a demon or two. If they decide to RSVP on time, which we are not even holding our breath. Whether you're a seasoned investigator or just in it for the ghosts, or hell, let's be honest, maybe to see Bryce get possessed during a panel, which, I mean, come on, we all want to see that. Now, this event is definitely hosted by the brilliant and maybe slightly possessed minds behind the Wisconsin Apparition Tracking Society, TWATS. I heard you giggle. You giggled. I know you did. This is your chance to meet your favorite paranormal personalities, friends. You can also stock up on haunted merch and maybe even pick up a ghost for the road. So grab your crystals, charge your cameras, and grab your K2s so you could get weird with us at the Windy City Parafest, June the 12th through the 15th. Chicago's never been this haunted, and honestly, it really looks good for her. It really looks amazing. She looks so pretty. If you want more information about Windy City Parafest, please follow them on Instagram at Windy City Parafest. And we got a little spooky treat for you guys. Save 10% off all tickets at checkout by using our discount code HollyWeird. That's HollyWeird at checkout to save 10% off both live stream and in-person tickets. All right, folks, now let's get Holly Weird. In the heart of Los Angeles, tucked quietly into a neighborhood that looks ordinary on the outside, sits a house that's anything but ordinary. We have quite a few of those here. Myself and my friend Matt Lytle were called on by our friends, Thanya Mercado and her mother Eugina, both practicing santeras. You're probably very familiar with Thanya. She's a good friend of the podcast, and just a good friend at that. Not too long ago, they were both contacted by their godson, Joey, who told them that there was something quite off about the house that he moved into that belonged to a friend of his. The friend had just recently purchased this home, started renovating it, and weird things started happening. Like really weird things. And it was right there that Thanya and Eugina felt that a Misa needed to be performed, also known as a seance within the practice of Santeria. Now, for some of you that are not too familiar with what a Misa is, specifically within the Santeria practice, it's a term that refers to a specific type of altar, and it's used for spiritual practices. This altar consists of a white tablecloth and candles, waters, flowers, photographs of the deceased, of spirits, and oftentimes of saints and other objects that hold symbolic meaning within the particular spiritual practice. And before any of you start jumping the gun, no, this is not a sacrificial altar where they sacrifice goats and chickens. You see, when it comes to a Misa, the Misa itself is a central space where people gather for various purposes. And those purposes include healing, consulting with spirits, and performing other ceremonies. Now let's move forward with the location. The gentleman who moved into this home with his wife had been experiencing strange and unexplainable events. It started with smaller things that they would see in the corner of their eye. And these things would escalate the more that the house was being renovated. Things would start breaking out of nowhere, starting with the porcelain kitchen sink, developing a crack right in front of the owner's eyes without any explanation. And without any explanation, a crack developed on their windshield out of nowhere. No rock, no animal, nothing. It just cracked. Then the apparition started developing. Joey, their roommate, would start to see an apparition of a man in his room at a certain point in the morning. By the way he was dressed, he looked like he wasn't of this time period. Then it followed by disembodied voices, shadows moving across the rooms, and even this eerie presence and feeling as though someone was looking at you, watching your every move in a specific part of the house. At first we assumed that it's the house, but during the Misa, something became very clear. This house didn't just hold energy. It called to the owners. Before he even purchased it, he said he felt drawn to it, like the house had picked him. And we began to ask ourselves, can a house be alive in some way? Can it choose its people? But later on in this investigation, during the Misa, we realized that sometimes what we believe is rooted in our environment, what we actually think is there, is something that we actually carry. Or worse, something that has already attached itself to us. And boy, did this investigation took us for a bit of a tailspin.
So we're hearing that you guys did all these renovations in a very old house. Have you been experiencing some things that you couldn't explain? You have.
They laugh at me because, so we got this sink, right?
Yeah.
It shouldn't break. It broke.
Oh, how? How did it break?
I was washing, and there was something crack. So I'm getting it replaced probably tomorrow. But
where did it crack? Is it right here?
It's like
right here, but it's like
the whole
rushing water.
Actually, we already had it like
here.
reglazed.
Oh, I see it.
Here.
Oh, I see the glaze. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, and then just those little things like that, like just, and then I'm like, that happens, and they're like, no, something's going on, and I'm like, okay, and then he sees things, Joey sees things. Like,
I don't see anything. The only place that I experienced something was in my parents' house because they have shadow people in there. But I don't need it anymore.
Yeah, and then here, certain areas I'll walk by and like I just get the whole chills, and like Joey and I were standing right there by the light switches and we're talking, and then he's like, "Dude, you feel that?" I'm like, yeah.
Is it a male presence here?
I don't see
funny
any.
you say that, not to interrupt, but I wasn't gonna say anything for a long time, but
You felt it?
it's right here.
Yeah, right there.
Where I felt it was here.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, right here.
That's literally where we felt
Wow.
Yeah, but you
Okay.
mentioned it. That's why I had
Yeah.
to say
No,
something.
no, we were, like,
Yeah,
literally.
continue, Yeah.
it. No, and then like sometimes when I light the candles
Yeah.
and I'm like doing the Father, I'll start praying it and then I'll get like the goosebumps right there. So.
Interesting. So it's like mainly in that area where you feel it.
Where I
Let's see.
light the candle is over here.
Okay.
Mm.
Oh.
And then I'll feel it, and then so it's like, I guess you can see like this little area right here.
Is where you feel it the most.
And this is the original wood, so I don't know. This is like,
Yeah.
this is like the 19. This 100-year-old house. So they stripped.
This is the original wood?
Yeah, we stripped it down. We just stripped everything. All this is all original. We stripped everything. We like.
This is a very old area. There's a lot of old homes. There's a home that I shot a film here. It's several blocks away. It's a mansion, and we had a lot of weird things happen there during the filming.
I kind of sense them about, but I just don't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
And then he started pointing it out.
I want to know what you are seeing and sensing, because I know you see things.
Yeah. Well, so my apartment is literally attached right here. So I was the first one to move in while they were still doing the construction, and I'd be taking a shower, and my whole shower is all glass. And I would see somebody walk up to my closet and then turn around and walk away. That used to be the way to get in and out of where my apartment is.
So
to
we
come into the
changed
house.
everything around. So this right here was the entry to his apartment. So we closed it off, and we made it into. So you can go to his, and you can see. Actually, I don't know if you want to take a look.
It's a mess.
It's okay. Yeah.
If you guys want to, you can take a look, but it's a mess.
Okay.
This was like a walkthrough. So we sealed it.
Oh.
Is this door, this frame right here? Or?
No.
It goes right there.
Right over here, Matt.
Okay.
So that is very telling of why things are happening.
Yeah.
I could already tell you,
We
like,
changed it on him.
I don't think he likes that.
Yeah, and he would stop and just turn around and walk away. And then one day I came out of the shower and go, look, it's different. It's not where you used to live. You don't live here anymore. You're welcome to stay. I'm happy to have you here. But it's different. This is not your place anymore.
Oh.
That's the last day that I saw him there. But I would see him almost every day for like the first 2 weeks that I was here.
Wow. And this happened right when you moved,
Right when I moved in.
that you started seeing him. Was there a specific time and date, or like time of the day? Like it was always at 2, or
It was always
random?
I would say like about 7:30. Because I would be taking a shower to get ready for work.
wow.
That's
And it'd be when I was in the shower. Yeah, it was like 7:30.
Maybe that's when he left for work.
And
Could
then-
be.
Yeah, and then recently I saw another black gentleman sitting in our rockers out here. I hadn't
the
seen
porch?
him on the porch.
And how long ago was this?
This was, when did I tell you? Like maybe
A month?
2 weeks?
No,
3
a
weeks
month
ago?
ago.
3 weeks? Like 3 to 4 weeks
By
ago.
the way, within the last month.
Yeah.
That's a good.
Within the last month.
And he was
After we
different?
had already decided we were going to do this mass. He was different. The clothing is different. I don't see their face, I see the clothing.
Clothing.
What did the clothing look like?
So it's like in the 60s. So the first one that I would see was like the like nylon, like almost like bell bottom type pants that have the pleat etched into it.
Yeah.
Like a brownish color, like the kind of like the color of the box here.
Okay. Yeah.
I would just see him from like the thighs down. It was just the legs, but you could tell it was like a masculine, it was a male energy. But every time I'd see him, I'd see a little higher up. So it would stop about here. The other one that I saw, he was wearing, it was like a baseball field green shirt that has the white lines around the
Yeah.
sleeve and the neck and on the
Oh,
Yeah.
a ringer shirt. Yeah.
with like bell bottom blue jeans.
So yeah, that is
That would be around.
very.
He was sitting in his rocking chair because we each have a rocking chair out here. He was sitting in his chair.
Smoked cigars. So
Yeah.
Just like
Oh.
Yeah, I just saw him there. The chair wasn't moving or anything, but I just like saw him like just relaxing.
Going there.
And it's never like a threatening presence. It's kind of like a, oh, we're all cool. We all live together. No,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
At
yeah.
first, the first time I felt it, I got like the chills. I was like, oh shit. And I was new to the place and here by myself, so I'm like, fuck. Oh my god,
Yeah,
you're alone. Like there's no one else on the
it's not-
property.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I think after like the first time, I was like, oh, it's this guy again. So that one day it just kind of came out, and I was like, hey, so see what happened was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in this room, sometimes at night, it's like it seems like something's watching.
this room right here, right? And that's your room?
No,
Oh,
that's the office.
That's the office.
My
Okay.
place is not attached. Would be cramped.
Yeah, we just went through how to make room. So
No, understandable.
Oh my gosh.
Do you want to walk in there real quick
Yeah, I
and
do,
see what you
actually.
feel?
Yeah.
Okay. So at night when, like, is the door open?
yeah,
Okay.
Like it just seems like over here, there's something. I'm not sure what it is, but it just.
What time at night? Like, is it just late?
10:30ish, 11.
Okay.
When I like start shutting everything down.
You just feel it, yeah.
Somebody's like watching
Yeah.
you from in here.
Yeah.
As the investigation and walkthrough unfolded, both Matt and myself felt a cold spot, a very unusual cold spot in one particular area of the house. It was the area between the office space and the living room. This is the same area that Joey and the owner would feel as though they had a presence watching them, a man watching them. And when they instantly said man, I felt a male presence before anything, before Joey shared his story about the male apparition in his room and the other gentleman that he would see in the patio. I felt it. Even Matt shared the same experience. Our question is, well, who are they? Who lived in this house before? And what happened? Little by little, things will soon start to unfold even more as we learn more about the house and its former occupants and its current occupants.
So the mom, and I don't know if she passed away here or honey, do you remember? Did she pass away here or the mom died here or
Who?
La mamá murió aquí?
Who?
The mom, the
No, she didn't die here. She had Alzheimer's, but she died somewhere else.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But there hasn't been any reported deaths on the property that you know of,
Yeah,
right?
no, probably.
Okay.
We didn't really, the story is that we bought the house to flip it, and the family that we bought it from the mom and the son who was power of attorney, and he sold it to us, and then his brother came in behind him after we bought it and we're ready to move in, and he like squatted. And this is when COVID hit and everything, so we didn't have this house for like 4 years.
So he was living
He
here.
was living here.
Oh, man.
And so that's the story of it. Where we came in and we finally got him out with court and everything. And when we came in, it was like totally. I don't know if I had pictures. Actually, I have some pictures. There was like a wall here. We tore it all down. It was low. These rooms were like just thrashed. Everything was thrashed. The bathroom, we that's why we got it. Everything. We just redid it our way. His house, his spot was like this, just thrashed. It was just like yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
you
I can
and,
imagine.
And the reason I say that is because you would feel the whole house heavy. It was like a heaviness to it, and it was like not happy. And I told her, and I think I told you, it's like the house is telling me to clean it up, and like it was talking to me, like it was
Wow.
it was just telling me like, hey, just get me back to where it is, and and I did, and we got it, and again I feel comfortable with it. I'm like, I'm good.
It's a very comfortable feeling
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
It's a good vibe house for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, do you feel like that's what the family felt like when they lived here? This was their family home, and they loved it, and they were very comfortable here.
From what I heard, the mom was a singer. And towards the end, when they found out that the kids left, like they just took off. They didn't care for her. As soon as they found out she was sick, they all came in and tried to like take over so they can get access to the money. So that was at the end of that. So the mom died. And the brother that we bought the house from, he passed away from COVID as well. So the one that we were fighting, he got everything, and then the other sister got everything. So they were not I feel like they were negative, but I don't know that from what the neighbors are telling me, the mom was like a really sweetheart, and she was like a very nice person. So I don't know how MJ knows a little bit more of the story, but from what I heard.
So the mom passed. One of the brothers passed from COVID,
Yeah.
and then the father.
The squatter, the brother, the other brother, he's still here.
Okay, he's
Okay.
there. And then the sister.
And the sister.
So the
And
spotter
so-
is still living.
And the sister's still living.
Okay.
she, like I said, the neighbors, they've been here for a while. They said like they would see her sitting outside just singing or like walking around, you know. Hey, the story of the lady, la señora.
¿Qué pasa?
What was it like? She was a singer, right? And she
She was a teacher and she used to play the piano.
Okay.
And she seems like she was a very smart and clearly she was good with money because she had two properties and she left the kids with a ton of cash.
Yeah.
Cash, yeah.
Huh.
No, she was, but then it's like, and the funny thing is that no one will come to see her at the moment that they was declared with the dementia, and that's when everybody came out of the woodworks. It's
Yeah,
my
dementia.
mommy
I heard it
and
was Alzheimer's, no?
my mommy, and actually like
So she knows the story better than I do.
yeah, because our neighbors and they are very
Yeah.
close, to put it delicately.
Yeah.
And actually they will catch her when she like will get lost.
Yeah.
And they will bring her back, and it's like, and that's when the kids decided to move in with her to take care of her. But honestly, when we saw the house, clearly they were not taking care of anything.
They're
let
just
alone
waiting for her to pass.
They're just, yeah.
yeah, and actually, like, I mean, sorry, for the gentleman, but it's like, in what universe do you take care of your mom, and for her not to bang herself with a corner of a cabinet, you put a sanitary pad instead of
Yeah.
a corner protector.
They have pants.
Oh, that was
Wow.
This
Yeah.
was dark and it looked like a prison.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I could imagine
Yeah.
the house was neglected just like the bomb.
Yeah. You say that a house talked to you, right?
Yeah, almost all. No.
Huh?
Tammy, look at these old photos over here. Look how much they've done in this place.
Oh my gosh.
This is the right here. All this.
Oh, so there was a little partition right there,
Yeah.
and
you
then
see that they had like coated it with paint, like just some type of glue paint, carpet.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say it's brought happiness on the
Yeah.
inside. I think the renovation wasn't.
I don't feel like
Usually renovations like, oh,
They're
I'm
freaked
angry
out,
that
yeah.
maybe that you're changing it.
The
But
the
maybe
house
it was
is-
like, hey, thank you.
Thank
Let me
you
get your
so
attention. So I'm
much.
telling you that, you know,
I'm
that I'm
getting
happy
chills
you're
right
doing
now.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, in here, this is the section where you get chills.
Yeah, it's like it's this
It's this-
doorway into the kitchen, doorway into here, which feels like
And then you see
hiding spot.
all the windows were gated. It was like
jeez,
it was like a jail.
Yeah.
It was all like just. That was the front. So
So
if
you
you
guys have
notice,
lived here a year-ish?
yeah, about,
Over a year? Over
no, we haven't been here ourselves for less than I think like 6 months.
6 months?
But we've been working on it for about a year.
About a year,
Yeah.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then,
I do like seeing before pictures.
Oh yeah.
Because
yeah, I figured it might help you understand like.
yeah, no, that's,
it's-
you guys put a lot of work in.
I don't know if you caught that last couple of seconds there, but there was another voice that popped in as we were talking about the renovations of the house. And looking back on the footage and going back on the audio, it wasn't any of our voices, not Matt's, the owners, not even Joey's or myself. I'm going to play it for you one more time, but on a higher volume.
Yeah, no, that's, you guys put a lot of work in.
Yeah, and that the contractor that did.
You guys put a lot of work in.
Yeah, the contractor that did the.
I sent this to Matt, and he clearly hears another voice in the background. It sounds like a man coming through. We can't understand what he's saying, but we have a feeling he has a lot to say about the renovations.
Like, what was it about this house that you and your wife were like, this is it? Even though it was
well,
in such bad condition.
Like I said, it's we bought it to flip it, but I've done this for over 20 years. I work construction. Not construction. I do cabling for like home theaters and everything. I do
Yeah.
networking. So I come to homes and I'm kind of used to seeing all that. So
Yeah.
I see it and I see how people have done it because I deal with architects and all that stuff all the
Yeah.
time. So like you kind of get an idea.
You
of
just
it.
see the potential in it. Yeah.
And it was like, and then she's like, let's do it. She's the boss. So. Yeah, and then just when I walked in, it was like I said, it was heavy, but like somehow the house is just calling to me. Like,
Yeah.
Just like, hey, we need to fix this.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Look how
oh,
different the front looked too.
yeah,
What we walked up in, that's what we walked up in.
yeah, the house. Again, I feel stuff, but it's not threatening.
Yeah.
It's not threatening to me. I don't.
But there are things here. There are people that are still here, and
You sense them? Yeah.
I mean, I sensed a man,
Okay.
like even walking back here and by the bathroom, it was like masculine.
Yeah.
And very inquisitive is what I felt.
Mm.
Like, who are all these people? What are they doing?
Okay.
Kind of thing.
What is
Yeah.
missing?
Like different energies come
Oh,
in.
yeah.
And then,
Too much,
Tanya and Eugenia get here and add to it.
too much.
Oh, yeah.
Needs acidity.
They'll see it and read it.
And then we kept the doors too. We kept all of the original doors.
Yeah, these are you want to keep.
Yeah, your original doors. So
Does that go out to the hall or is that a closet?
no, that's a closet.
Closet.
Okay.
It did go to the hall,
Okay.
but I closed it off and made it into a closet.
Okay.
Got you.
So there's a lot of things. I know I probably pissed them off,
Yeah.
but
I think they're just wondering, like, what are you doing, kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
and my question is, like, why? Why are they still here? You know, I know this is very familiar,
now they're
but
gonna have people talking to them, and
Yeah.
then it's gonna
be
really
very
weird.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's two beings that you guys were seeing here. There's two
that-
men. So one
I heard there
was
were
in the.
three.
There, that's funny that you say that because I was like, is there a female presence here too? Could the mom
Yes.
return?
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, is there more than just two? Could there be? You know, maybe the
Definitely
mom is
males.
the comfort, and then the two men are just. There's the high vibration and the low vibration.
Yeah.
So.
So far from what we've collected throughout the walkthrough and interview, along with our minor investigation, we had collected several things in regards to the property. First off, the area where the house is located is in an older area in Los Angeles, closer to downtown, West Adams. 2, the house was built in 1910. There hasn't been any reported deaths on the property, but there was a family that lived in the house for a very long time. A mother and her husband, along with their children, 2 boys and a girl. No reported deaths on the property. The mother did pass away off the property, and so did one of the sons, leaving 2 of the children, another son and daughter, as survivors of the family. Now keep in mind that Thanya and her mom, Eugina, do not know anything about the history of the property, let alone who lived here and what could possibly still be there. That's how they work, and that's how they like it. They don't want to be told anything. Now, a couple of things that have been seen on the property, as you heard earlier, are 2 male entities. One that is seen in Joey's room, and another one that has been seen sitting in the front porch, followed by another entity that really hasn't been seen in that one particular area between the living room and the office. Soon we are greeted by Thanya and her mom that walk through the door.
Hi. Are you fine?
Almost. Let me show you what's in the little.
Now I'm gonna look at this house a lot differently.
I know.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
The ex house.
How are you doing?
After Thanya and Eugina arrived, it definitely changed the environment a bit in the space, not gonna lie. They definitely bring in a unique energy, both of them together. Now, as I mentioned before, they do not know anything in regards to what's been happening in the house, but they do know that things are happening. The house did go through a renovation, and it is an older house. They start to set up for the Misa. Everyone is dressed up in white, with specific rules of the dresses. For myself, I'm asked to wear white, brighter colored clothes. I'm not allowed to wear pants. I needed to wear a skirt. The lighter the clothes, the higher the vibration, if you know what I mean. Soon, me and Matt decide to set up certain devices in the house. We did our base readings and noticed that there is a lot of wiring, of course, because the owner does a lot of cable work. So there was going to be a bunch of wiring around the house. So a REM pod was out of the question, but I did bring my K2 and my dead bell, which came in very handy during the Misa, as it confirmed a lot of what was going to appear in the readings. And then we were ready.
Are you ready? Okay.
Where should I sit?
You can sit next to Tammy.
You can sit right here, yeah.
You can put that stuff over here. Okay.
And then Joey, you can sit there.
Oh, right
So,
here.
so the rules of the Misa are you can't cross your arms, legs, none of that. The masses, this is like we do spiritual masses, so it's like a seance basically. but it's for him in specific. He's in the middle. So we're trying to figure out who walks with him spiritually and what message they want to give him, because he got a reading with me and it came out that he has a spirit that wants to communicate something to him and wants him to get closer to his guardians or the spirits that walk with him. So you just can't cross anything. So there's a possibility that there'll be a message for other people in the Misa. Yep. We're never going to tell you anything that is like embarrassing or you wouldn't want to hear in public. So we're not going to say any of that. So just be really open, because if you start tensing up, it's very hard to talk to dead people. My mom and I make it look easy, but it's hard. And the more open you are, the better it goes. And she's like, yeah, well, so she just did her ceremony. So she just did a ceremony. She just did a ceremony where she can be in masses again. So she hasn't been in a mass for like 7 months. Because she's going through her
Did she already get her? I'm sorry, I'm learning.
Go and tell me.
Especially about your episode. It was so cool. It was like the collares and then the
Mano de Rula. She's
and the santos.
She had a leques, then she got Mano de Rula, and it came out. She's hija de bacalao like my mom. And then she did the 7-day ceremony where you shave your head.
Oh my God.
And now she's...
It's growing out.
Oh, yeah. And now she's 7 months. So she's almost done.
Whoa.
She's almost 8 months.
I'm trying to learn to understand the process of like, it's like chapters.
So for a year, you take a vow to be humble. So she ate on the floor. She doesn't use makeup. She doesn't shake hands and not pick up your vibration. You're not supposed to look in the mirror. You're not allowed to shave for 3 months. You're not allowed to wear perfume.
Sleep on the floor.
You sleep on the floor.
Oh.
So the only places that you go are the places that are necessary. Work, the doctor. If you have kids, wherever your kids go, obviously you have to be with your kids. And she can do anything with me or my mom. So she went to Universal Studios with me.
Wow.
After Joey didn't get that one.
You don't know where.
We took her to Florida because she's a very good yabo. So she's a very good yabo.
I was amazing. That's not nice.
Okay, presenta your feet are gonna be flat on the floor, Carlos. There you go. Hit it, Joe.
Okay.
Sorry.
Bendición a Lofi.
Bendición a Lofi.
Bendición a Rumila.
Bendición a Rumila.
Bendición a Lumaré.
Bendición a Odotumare.
La bendición de todos mis egos siempre me acompaña.
La bendición de todos mis egos que siempre me acompañan.
La bendición de los egos de el nombre de él.
La bendición de los egos de Carlos Benjamin
Siempre lo acompañan.
Barrientos. Siempre lo acompañan.
En este día
En este día
te estoy presentando
te estoy presentando
el vaso de agua
el vaso de agua
para tus egos,
para tus egos,
familiares, antepasados, cuadro espiritual,
espiritual
que hagan acto de
que
presencia
hagan acto de presencia
en este día
en este día
para que nos guíen
para que nos guíen
y nos ayuden
y nos ayuden
en esta misa
en esta misa
de investigación.
investigación.
Blessings at last. Blessing to all my eguns, my ancestors. The blessing of all my eguns, they always accompany me. In the name of He, the blessing of Carlos Benjamin's eguns. May the blessings always be with you. May the angels always be with you. They are with you on this day. On this day, I'm introducing you. I am presenting this glass of water. The glass of water for your eguns. For your eguns' relatives, family members, ancestors. May they make an appearance, to make an act of presence on this day to be guided so that they can help us and we can help in this mass and investigation. This has been part 1 of our paranormal investigation and Misa of the haunting of the West Adams house here in Los Angeles, California. If you like this episode, please stay tuned for part 2 to follow up very, very soon. If you also like Hollywood Paranormal Podcast, please head on over to Apple Podcast, give us a 5-star rating and written review. It truly helps us indie podcasters become a little more visible. And if you want to be a little more extra, you can head on over to our website to learn more about Hollyweird Paranormal Podcast at hollyweirdparanormal.com. That's hollyweirdparanormal.com. There you can read our bios, get caught up with past episodes, tour our merch store, and even head on over to our Patreon page, where you can learn more about the benefits of becoming a Patreon member. You'll get behind the scenes footage, video footage of some of our investigations, and even full access into our secret podcast society of Saturday Night Ghost Club, a podcast that dives deeper into the ghost stories collected by our friends, coworkers, acquaintances, and even strangers off the street. Everyone has a ghost story. Are they willing to share it? Well, they definitely do on Saturday Night Ghost Club. And you could join for as little as $1 or more per month for however many months you plan on joining and supporting the podcast. A little does go a long way, and we appreciate each and every one of you who has donated in the past, still to continue to donate, and are currently planning on donating. Head on over to patreon.com/Hollyweird Paranormal to learn more on how to become a Patreon member and to support the podcast. You can also stalk us on our social media, Facebook, Instagram at Hollyweird Paranormal, even on Threads at Hollyweird Paranormal. Have a ghost story that you're dying to share with us? Then throw it our way over at hollyweirdparanormal@gmail.com. Okay, friends, stay tuned for part 2 because it gets really good during this Misa, and things begin to really unfold on what's really happening, not only in the house, but to the couple that lives in the house. All right, friends, always remember to take care of yourselves and each other. Stay safe, stay weird, but most of all, stay Hollyweird. Take care, friends. Till next time.